So if there's an opportunity for these corporations, for the elites, why isn't this stuff getting done?
Why would you when the people in power just fight each other? As long as we maintain this left-right dichotomy, there is literally no need to fix anything. We just fight each other, right? If you look at I'm the oddball here. If you look at anyone else running, go to their website and look for policy. You will find none. What you will find is other guy bad, America. Other guy bad, America. That's what you'll find. And that happened since, believe it or not, Al Gore in 2001. All consultants tell their people, don't put detailed policy on your website because then your enemies will attack you on it. Don't put it on. I think the opposite. Third party has to. We don't get noticed without it.
I want to read for everybody a text message I received today proving your point. I don't know if I should read the guy's name. Should I? He's
Probably
running for
not.
office. All right, I'm not going to read his name, but I got it. He says, "Hi Tim." He says, "Hi Timothy. This is candidate for Congress in New Jersey, 2nd Congressional District. I tried calling today to introduce myself. I'm a lifelong New Jerseyan and civil rights attorney with a 27-year-long career in law enforcement, and I'm running for Congress to replace turncoat Jeff Van Drew.
There we go.
I'm trying to build an early staff. Would love your money." It's not the first text I've received. I also, because it's 'tis the season, right? Mm-hmm. Let me see. I got another one in here somewhere. Here we go. Let's see. Who is this one? Okay, here we go. "Hi, Tim. It's candidate, the dirt road Democrat that will defeat the queen of QAnon, Marjorie Taylor Greene, in November." I said, you know what, man? I've gotten a bunch of these texts from Democrats, and all of them are like, I hate this person, so give me money.
Yes, that's all of them that way. What's happened now, again, this is a left versus right paradigm. It's now a point where my victory is you losing. My victory isn't me winning. My victory is you losing. So your pain is my joy. Who wins with that?
No one.
No one. This is Gandhi's eye for an eye and we all go blind. This is not the way of doing things. It's got to be, how do we fix things that makes things better? I can't get past the other guy bad if I don't have a solution. My point is, if I can show someone that my way will make their life better, I have a chance of them voting for me. And I still get it. When I had an idea when it came to cannabis, right? And I said, let's regulate cannabis like onions. It's a plant. Regulate like onions. Let farmers grow if they want to grow a craft grow in New York State. If you're poor, grow your medicine in your backyard, right? If you have my saying was, if you like your dealer, keep your dealer, right?
Oh,
because you don't have to get a special license for it, right? It's a plant, right? So regulate like onions. All good. People still talk about that. Like I'll be in New York, a car will drive by, roll the window down, go, Larry Sharpe, regulate like onions. Literally, that will still happen. That's the point I was talking about earlier with it, which is for every policy, you want to have a policy that is, radical enough for someone to notice it, but familiar enough for someone to accept. So regulate, that's familiar, like onions. That's weird. Because there really aren't that many regulations on onions. In New York, there are too many probably. Probably should be like carrots or something. But I don't care. You pick the vegetable. Regulate like a vegetable. Now, it's different. It's a plant.
This is why I really liked Andrew Yang and who I'm forgetting the woman's name. Was Marianne Williamson? Is
yes,
that her name?
Marianne Williamson.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really felt bad for her, but I really it was quite endearing when she was on the stage and she was like, I don't want to talk bad about people.
Right.
They were trying to ask her something and she was like, I don't want to have to do this.
Right.
And I was like, I respect that, but man, did she get roasted.
Yeah.
By the establishment corporate press. They called her the crystal woo-woo lady and all that stuff. And she's like, I don't know any crystals. I don't understand. Andrew Yang, I was a fan. I'm not that big of a fan right now. He's okay. I give him a C-. I had him at an A+ before, and it was because his website was loaded with policy. I was like, man, he's got a policy for everything. I love it. He's like, hey, I actually thought about these things. I want to fix them.
Yes.
But then I feel like, like Bernie Sanders, like many of these other, politicians, they decide to play ball with the establishment and walk into that. They play that game.
I think to be forward, I think he tried that and it didn't work, and now he's out. That's why he's out, and I think it's the right move. And by the way, I have policy. May I promote for a second?
Oh, of course.
LarrySharpe.com. That is Larry Sharpe with an E. And the E stands for electable. So you can check out LarrySharpe.com, and I've got all my policy there. And most of it's been there for 4 years. I've just added some more recent policy because the state has gotten even worse. I've added the idea of a New York State currency, an idea of a stipend, a yearly stipend that comes out of New York State. I've added all these different type of ideas. But what Yang agrees with completely and me agree completely, is third party is the only way to save the country.
I don't even like saying
it's the only way,
because I want more political parties.
More parties, but at least one, right? It is so hard if you're a Democrat or Republican, you may not know this, but your party actively uses your money to sue, to throw people off the ballot. They go out of their way to get judges to remove your choice so it can remove your voice. That's what they do. They do not want a functioning democracy. They don't want primaries. They want to select the people. Remember, with gerrymandering, the parties pick the voters. The voters don't pick the parties. So the parties pick the voters with gerrymandering to make their decisions on who gets what, controlled opposition and then those who are in charge. Then the parties pick the leaders, so no voting in the primary, and then gerrymandering ensures they win. So they're appointing all of these leaders and begging you for money if there's a chance for someone's going to lose. Most of the people who are begging you for money know already who's going to win. They just want you to give money so they can keep raising money. It's all a grift. That's what most of them are doing. You make a third or fourth party, gerrymandering is irrelevant. Right? You make a third or fourth party, us versus them is irrelevant.
Why is that?
Because if you gerrymander for, say, Republicans in one district, right? Most rural districts are gerrymandered for Republicans, right? Most are. So most city ones are gerrymandered for Democrats, generally speaking, right? There's obvious exceptions, but a general rule. Well, now there's a third party in there. How do I know? Right? Parties, if you do it right, will be specialized parties, right? So this party is going to be heavily about whatever. Healthcare for all. This one's going to be about free market cannabis, right? There's going to be a bunch of parties. So if I'm a Republican, but I'm a single issue voter on these things, I'm going to lose that Republican voter. If I'm a Democrat, but I'm a single issue voter on those things, I lose that voter. It breaks up the gerrymandering.
I think you're right. And full disclosure, I've donated to the Forward Party. For that reason, there needs to be something different. And I still think that one of the problems is I'm not a fan of the establishment Republicans. Mm-hmm. I like the more populist libertarian type Republicans. Up in New Hampshire, the libertarians, they run as Republicans. And the fear, though, is it's our election system. It's first past the post voting.
You're right.
People are going to say, look, man, I get it. The Republicans, but I will do anything to stop the Democrats.
I agree. And that's why all three parties unite. The Libertarian Party and the Forward Party have what I call the BRO program. Yes, it is BRO, B-R-O. B, easier ballot access, to let people on the ballot. It doesn't mean you have to vote for them, but let them be on the ballot to vote. R, ranked choice voting. If we don't make ranked choice voting happen, you are correct. You're right. You've got to have a ranked choice voting to where you can say, I really like Larry Sharpe, but if he doesn't win, I like this person. So I wrote Larry Sharpe first. I really like him because he's really good looking. So I pick him on a total that makes no sense except that he's hot. And then I go to the next person who I think policy is good.
I think that's how Trudeau won.
Yeah, that's how Trudeau won, yes.
Easily.
So if I don't win, I still get my safety net, right? So that we need that. And last is open primaries. So that people can vote in different, if I'm not part of a party, I can still decide what matters to me. So say I'm usually a Democrat, I'm usually a Republican, but in this specific race, nobody in my party that it's running is worth anything. So I want to vote for the Democrat this time, or I want to vote for Libertarian this time. So I have a chance of doing so in the primaries. So ballot access, ranked choice voting, open primaries, that will change the country.
I dig it. What do you think about the Mises Caucus?
I'm on the advisory board.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I would be on the advisory board of any caucus before with you. And I've openly said that. They're the only ones who actually took me up on it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I offered it for, when the Prague caucus, I offered it for them. They didn't want me. So the only ones who wanted me was them, so I took it. So I'm open to all caucus. Is it caucuses?
Caucusi?
Caucusi.
I don't know. I'm just making it up.
We're going to have
caucuses.
President Dave Smith, Press Secretary Michael Malice. Who would be the VP in that circumstance? Has he said? Has anyone mentioned it?
No, I don't know.
Don't know.
Smith, Sharpe.
Do they have to be an American?
Yes.
Yes.
But not to be governor? You don't have to be American to be governor?
I'm talking about the presidency.
The governor, you just have to live, I think, in New York. You have to be a resident of New York State for, I think, 5 years.
That's interesting. Right. You just
yes.
move in from Saudi Arabia and 5 years later be governor?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the rule. You have to be over 30. You'd be 30 years or older, and I think a resident. It's 5 or 7. I forgot one or two, but a resident.
That's cool.
I've been a resident for many decades, so it doesn't matter to me. But it's a certain number of years. Do
you think there would be value to letting non-American citizens or people that aren't born in the U.S. run for president and VP at some stage in their life?
I don't know. I mean, I understand why they did it. in the past, because a lot of people weren't born in America. We had so much immigration. They were about people coming over and royalty coming over and taking over and making American royalty in the 1700s, 1800s. It made sense then. I'm not sure now, to be fair with you. Would it be terrible for someone like an immigrant who's come over and learned the American dream to become president? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk particularly.
I don't know.
Like that he can never do it. It just seems so wrong.
No,
don't know.
I still agree with it, but I think the issue is it's a safety measure against people who don't understand our culture, our values, our principles.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working too well because we had Joe Biden in office.
Sure, but that's because
He's not, at least not my ideals.
There is a malignancy growing within this country that opposes what the United States is and always has been, and is seeking to supplant it, and it's been growing exponentially over the past 10 years.
I'm hoping you can call this bro program the program.
Yeah.
I don't know if is that
the program.
Is that too,
I'm so stealing that. I'm calling it from now on.
It's kind of cliche. It might play. Worth running through focus groups.
Done. So doing
Might
it.
be
Done.
A bit of a dad joke. I don't know.
I'm stealing it and giving you exactly no credit.
Thank you.
Just
That's the way it should be.
Yes.
The challenge on the immigration issue is that, for one, we're seeing a massive influx of non-citizens pouring into the country.
Yes.
These are people who see opportunity but don't understand the opportunity. And so we have it's a very interesting problem. I've often said I have infinitely more respect for illegal immigrants who are risking life and limb traveling through, Mexico to try and come to the United States, because as an American, there is a dream of opportunity. I have more respect for them than I do the woke leftists who are like America is inherently evil and all of that stuff. The problem is they're both not representing or understanding. I mean, certainly I think one ideal is better than the other, that America is great is better than saying America is bad. But we need people who understand what it took to make sure the country was great. The freedoms, liberties that allow people to prosper. Otherwise, you end up with people coming here and being like, look, I don't care, I got mine. You end up with people being born here saying, I'm not getting mine, so I'll take it. And it's a malignancy, I think, it's growing in this country, and it's displacing the people who are like, I won't forget the men who died, who, made this land free, or whatever the line is, right?
I'm not sure that native-born Americans are any more or less patriotic, to be fair. I don't really know if that's true. I know a lot of native-born Americans who do nothing but badmouth America.
Well, that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I know lots of people who are immigrants who talk great about America, and the reverse. I don't know if I could. I'd like some data on that. Is there any difference? I don't actually know. It's not, I guess, to answer your question, it's not a big deal to me either way, to be forward with you. I don't really know if it matters much.
I learned a new appreciation for the United States when I spent time in Peru and in 100%. Chile. When you see the national police on every corner, and wow, if I slip up here, the feds are on me. There's no local protection in these countries.
Traveling's amazing. I lived in Japan for many years.
How long?
4 years. I was teaching English there.
Oh, cool.
So I lived in Japan for 4 years. I toured China, Philippines, Korea. I had to do some work in London and Berlin.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to watch live, you can check out this channel Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Now, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you want more unfiltered and uncensored content with all of these guests, go to timcast.com and become a member. All of these guests you know and love in exclusive segments on our website where we are unrestricted in what we talk about, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.